girl of St. George Secondary School. My short message to the youth of Barbados is let us promote and encourage a unity amongst ourselves so we could continue to grow strong as one nation and be indeed firm craftsmen of our faith. We now have 196 days until the 50th anniversary of Barbados.
Countdown to 50.
My baby. That's what we have to do.
You are a romantic.
I have diabetes, and I'm still the same.
Lucerna. Thanks to its benefits that help control my blood sugar spikes and provides energy. Drinking it daily.
Lucerna, keep being you.
Good evening, I'm Mark Seal with your CBC Sports World. Now, their cricket coach may have left them to serve a higher calling with the West Indies team, but Combermere continued their winning ways when they defeated Frederick Smith by 14 runs in the BCA's Everton Weeks Under-13 cricket final today at the Desmond Haynes Oval. After being sent in, the Combermerians were bowled out for 143 in 34.1 overs, with Neymar Bolden getting 48. Ty Farrell got 2 for 18. Now, in reply, Frederick Smith could only get up to 128 for 9 in their 35 overs. CBC's Shane Jones was in Black Rock for that innings.
This is the first wicket to fall. Ty Farrell caught by Bolden off Shayon Blandman for 10. Frederick Smith 44 for 1. The next man to go was Thierry Walcott. A real mix-up between the batsmen. Run out by Blandman for 12. 51 for 2 now. And the wickets continue to fall. Giovanni De Pisa stumped by wicketkeeper Agod off Caleb Ford for a duck. 56 for 3. Middle order collapsing for Frederick Smith. Elon Davis bowled by Trey Riley for naught. 61 for 4 the score. More trouble. Another duck. Brendan Ben LBW to Riley. Shamar De Pisa wanted to stick around, cutting this loose one from Ford for 4. But the wicket still tumbled around him. Avinash Singh caught by Aline O'Shea Simmons for 5. 95 for 6 now. De Pisa still on the go, slashing Aline behind point for 4. Showing his range of shots. This one whipped behind square for another boundary. But he wasn't going to be a hero today. Gone. Caught off Aline for a well-played 49. 119 for 7 now. Combermere back on top. Just a clean-up job from here. Leishon Hines gone for 4. And the last man to go was Shaquem Ferrari, caught by Aline off Simmons for 7. And at the end of 35 overs, Frederick Smith found themselves short on 128 for 9. Shane Jones, CBC Sports.
Many cricket fans paid their respects to former cricket commentator Tony Cozier today as the casket with his body laid in state at Kensington Oval. Former and present cricketers, coaches, groundsmen, administrators, and many others who would have followed the career of the cricket legend filed past the closed casket situated behind the 3W stand and also signed remembrance books, which will be kept at the BCA for posterity. Among those paying respect while our cameras were there, BCA CEO Noah Lynch, BCA board member Erskine King, cricket coaches Dexter Toppin and Dennis Osborne, along with former administrator and scorer Darren Lee Botsill and CBC commentator Keith Holder. Mr. Cozier will be buried on Friday at Coral Ridge. Meanwhile, the Barbados Cricket Association advises that its office at Kensington Oval will close at 1 p.m. on Friday to allow employees to attend the funeral. As a result, the Everton Week Centre of Excellence will not be in session that evening. Now, last night's edition of QFM's radio cricket talk show Mid-Wicket was dedicated to the life and times of the late Barbadian cricket media mogul Tony Cozier. Veteran broadcaster Sam Wilkinson recalled Tony's early days here at the CBC.
When Tony came to this radio station, it was very early in his broadcast career. And we had at that time a team of no names. For example, The late Sir Clyde Walcott worked alongside of him there as well in that box. Algie Simmons worked alongside him as well. Then Sir Everton Weeks came as well, and of course, as Prof has said, Prof came after. And we worked. I had the great honor of working alongside him as well there. And it was not only having someone there who was brilliant and against the known names. It was someone who loved what he was doing, and that was clearly exemplified by the way he conducted his whole approach to the broadcast.
Tony's close friend, Richard Prof. Edwards, was also in the studio, and he outlined the role Cozier played in the development of his commentary after his cricket career ended.
He told me, be yourself, just be yourself. And then I started to develop a style. I was confident of the knowledge of what I had to describe or talk about what I was describing. But he said, give it your own perspective and make sure when you're doing it. And then you get your own personality into your commentary. And by the time I finished as a commentator, when I became a selector, someone said it was not, I shouldn't be a commentator. And so therefore, by that time, I had developed sufficient confidence to have my own style, and I thought that it was doing well. And he would point out certain little things to me, which, like Trevor was just saying, that when he was providing information and all of that, you took to heart and you tried to follow what his guidelines were.
Now, minutes ago, the West Indies selection panel named the 14-man squad for the first 4 matches of the upcoming Tri-Nation One Day International Series that will include the West Indies, Australia and South Africa. The West Indies squad: Jason Holder is the captain, Suleiman Ben, Carlos Brathwaite, Darren Bravo, Jonathan Carter, Johnson Charles, Andre Fletcher, Shannon Gabriel, Sunil Narayan is in the team, Ashley Nurse, Kieran Pollard is also in the team, Dennis Ramdin and Marlon Samuels. Top local surfer and event organizer Brian Talma has recognized several persons for their contribution and support to the local beach culture. CBC's Melissa Farley won the award for the broadcast media, while Petra Harvey Goodin, formerly of the Nation newspaper, was awarded posthumously for her contributions via the print media. A number of businesses in the Silver Sands area were also awarded for being a part of the beach culture family. Meanwhile, Talma's next event comes off this Saturday, May 21st. This organic tourism event will be similar to that of the Waterman Festival, but this time it will be very local.
What we'll be doing at this event is we will be blending with beach cricket. So we have beach cricket, which is local, and then you have the surfing beach culture and blend up. So we have a team from London Bar, Chicken Rita. I hope you have a team. So we have teams from all these different sectors, pull them together and create a very tight-knit community, incorporating visitors that they can understand our culture and it's marketable. The key is marketable. We send that away and then people come and want to experience it.
In addition, 2 world champions will be on the island this week for various reasons.
We have Gillette Wide World Sports that's coming in to cover this event. So that's why we're doing an event around it to showcase our beach culture. At that event, they're doing a segment on Simon, one of our best kite surfers in Barbados. So they're doing a segment on him, and they'll focus on the beach cricket and the Silver Sands community. After that, I have Kimsey, one of my sponsors. They're doing the 35th celebration. They're coming to Barbados on the 6th to the 14th of June, and they want to utilize me to highlight their legacy.
Tonight's Olympic moment is the final chapter in the trilogy of our greatest ever relay team. Beijing Olympic Moments, brought to you by Sagicor General Insurance, Sandals Barbados, and Good Time Snacks. Los Angeles, 1984. The Barbadian quartet of David Peltier, Richard Louis, Clyde Edwards, and Elvis Ford made Barbados proud by qualifying for the Olympic final in the men's 4x4. Running in all-over white rather than blue and gold, they finished 6th.
The first exchange occurs in lanes. This is calculated into the stagger. The number 2 runner runs his first turn in lanes and then breaks for the inside. Let's see where they are on the first exchange.
Sunder next, passing it off to Ray Armstead. Sunday Utai of Nigeria to Moses Ubusian. And for Canada, Michael Soskolowski gave it to Doug Hines. Doug Hines running on the inside. He's going to come off that bend in 4th place. And as they race down the straight, now it is Australia with Gary Minahan in the lead. Nigeria is 2nd. Then it is the United States. Canada is 4th. Great Britain is running in 5th spot. As they battle now on this 2nd leg coming up to the exchange. Australia in front. Gary Minahan will be giving it to Bruce Frain, and for the United States, Alonzo Babers will be taking over. It is Minahan being pursued by Babers. For Nigeria, it is Rotamai Peters, and the Canadian team dropping back a little now in 6th place. That is Brian Saunders, but Brian Saunders is moving up as we see the States leading in Australia. And it is Alonzo Babers passing it off to Antonio McKay. And McKay, an outstanding 400-meter runner. He had high hopes of getting the gold in the 400-meter final, but he did not as Alonzo Babers came through with the gold medal performance. Now racing down that back straight, the battle for the silver and the bronze. Coming off the bend, it's going to be the gold for the United States. The battle for the 2nd place silver. Great Britain is going to get up there to get it, finishing just ahead of Nigeria. Nigeria is 3rd, and the time is 2:57.92.
Although their names were never mentioned by the commentators, they did set a new national record in 3 minutes, 1.60 seconds.